What's up, guys? Welcome once again, guys, to another video. Thanks as always for tuning in, and let me first of all, thank you guys and let you know appreciative I am for, you to take time out of a busy schedule to join me in another video. And also I know I've been away for a little bit now, guys. Because as I've said before, some of us are have to put in the work somewhere else. You know what I mean? Because we're not getting any earnings or anything from YouTube from our videos as yet. So we have to put in the work, guys, somewhere else. You know what I mean? So forgive me, guys, for for being away for such a long time. This time, it seems sometimes that every time I disappear for even a little bit longer. But guys, forgive me. I'll try not to be away so long again. So just bear with me, guys. All right. And also let me remind you to like the video, share the video, subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit that notification bell, and comment, guys, and let me know what you think about the video. Maybe something in there that you have seen that caught your attention that I did not mention, or maybe something I've said that you may or may not have agreed with. All right. So just comment and let me know what you think. All right. Okay. So if you're looking at your screen now, guys, you could see remember that video that I did about that little 6-year-old kid who shot his teacher in Virginia. So I just have a little update on that. All right. So as you can see, the mother of the 6-year-old student who shot the teacher was charged with child neglect. So let me see if I can shed a little more light on this for you guys. All right. So the mother of the 6-year-old who shot his first grade teacher in Newport News, Virginia, in January has been indicted on charges of felony child neglect, and one count of recklessly leaving a firearm to endanger a child. Right? Because as we all know, it could have gone a different way, guys. Where that child could have shot himself. You know what I mean? Or if there were any other children around, he could have shot that other child. You know what I mean? Or children. So yeah, that's not good. That's not a good thing. And I've always said also, guys, and I'm sure people have heard on news at some point in or other, where the authorities have been begging people to lock up their firearms more carefully and keep them away from the kids. Right? So this report was released from the Commonwealth Attorney's Office on Monday. Right? The child will not be criminally charged. Commonwealth Attorney Howard Gwen said. Deja Taylor's son shot his teacher Abigail Zwerner, 25, on January 6 at Richnick Elementary School, leaving her in the hospital with gunshot wounds to her hand and chest. Investigators said the gun was purchased by Taylor and was kept on the top shelf of her bedroom closet, secured by a trigger lock. An attorney representing the family told the news. The child brought the gun to school in his backpack, police said. But my question is, guys, if it was secured by a trigger lock, the child must have had access to that key or whatever to unlock that gun, right? So that's another no-no right there. So the indictment comes after a thorough investigation from the police and the Commonwealth Attorney Office, right? James Ellenson, one of the attorneys for the family, said in a statement Tuesday that Taylor, 26, has cooperated from the first day of the incident and intends to turn herself in by the end of the week. As always, first and foremost is the continued health well-being of all persons involved in the incident at Richnick Elementary School to include both the teacher and Deja's son. The statement said the boy has an acute disability and was under a care plan which required a parent to attend school with him. Though he was unaccompanied on the day of the shooting, the family has said in a statement, "We will regret our absence on this day for the rest of our lives." Right? And I know these parents, they have not intentionally, left the gun for the kid and, for them to go shoot anybody. Moreover, his teacher, so we can only imagine, guys, how they feel, what they're going through at this time. So, we still have to hold them in our prayers and hope, they overcome this tragedy, sometime soon down the road. Luckily the teacher did not die, so it's something that takes time for everyone involved to get over. But we all know they have to go through all this case and lawsuits first. So a lawsuit brought this month by Zwerner alleges school administrators and the school board were aware of the student's history of random violence and did not act proactively amid concerns over a firearm in the boy's possession the day of the shooting. Right? Ellenson said last week the allegations in the lawsuit against the child and the family should be taken with a large grain of salt. We, of course, continue to pray for Miss Zwerner's complete recovery, Ellenson said without commenting further on the lawsuit. In the lawsuit, which seeks $40 million in compensation damages, an attorney for Zwerner alleges school staff and administrators at Richnick Elementary School were aware the child was violent at home and his parents refused to place him in special education classrooms. According to the court document, during the first half of the school year, the 6-year-old was required to be accompanied by a parent during the school day because of the violent tendencies. But that on that day, school administrators allowed him to remain unaccompanied without a one-on-one companion during the school day, the complaint said. The suit also alleges the school's then assistant principal ignored concerns and warning signs flagged by several teachers and staff members, including that the 6-year-old may have had a firearm in his possession in the hours leading up to the January 6th shooting. A guidance counselor and administrator at the elementary school said Assistant Principal Ebony Park also forbade teachers from searching the 6-year-old for a firearm, saying his mother would be arriving soon to pick him up, the complaint said. Boy, that's real carelessness though, man. I'm not lying. So guys, let me ask this question. Why, if someone had seen or saw that firearm in the boys backpack, why would the assistant principal forbid someone from searching the little boy's bag and take that firearm into custody? So as soon as it didn't even have to be confiscated. Just hold on to it until the parents get there. So why would they forbid someone to search and seize that firearm? I don't understand that. And that's real carelessness. And all of this could have been prevented. Right? Diane Toscano, an attorney for Zwerner, said Monday the lawsuit makes it clear we believe the school division violated state law. Of course it did. Right? There's so many things that they could have done differently that they refused to do. There were failures in accountability at multiple levels that led to Abby being shot and almost killed. Today's announcement addresses but one of those failures. Toscana said in an email, It has been 3 months of investigation and still so many unanswered questions remains. The fallout from the incident was swift, drawing harsh criticism from parents and leading the school board to vote to oust Superintendent George Parker III. Ebony Parker resigned 2 weeks after the shooting, and the principal, Brianna Foster Newton, was reassigned to another school, though the district did not say where. Comment from Parker about the lawsuit, but comment was seek from Parker about the lawsuit, but has not heard back. The circuit court has also asked to impanel a special grand jury to continue the investigation, according to the Commonwealth Attorney news release. The special grand jury will investigate to determine whether additional charges against additional persons are justified by the facts and the law. Gwynn said in the release, if the special grand jury determines that additional persons are criminally responsible under the law, it can return additional indictments. In her first interview since the shooting, Zorna told the news in March she can't forget the look on the child's face as he aimed the gun at her. I remember him pointing the gun at me. I remember the look on his face, Zorna said. I remember the gun going off. Asked about her recovery, Zorna said, I've been doing okay. It's been challenging. Some days are not so good. Days are not so good days where I can't get up out of bed. Some days are better than others where I'm able to get out of bed and make it to my appointments. But from going through what I have gone through, I try to stay positive. And, that's all she can do at this point, guys, because it's already, the damage has already been done. So guys, let us, just hold everyone involved in prayers, in our prayers, and especially, that teacher, that could have lost her life, you know what I mean? So, it's really a sad case, guys. And parents, I'm going to plead to you guys again, those of you who have firearms, whether licensed or not licensed, put up your firearms safely out of the reach of children, because once that bullet gets out, there's no way to pull it back again, right? And there comes the regrets, so guys, we have to be more careful, in handling firearms, right? So anyway, guys, moving right along. I don't want to be too long on this video anyways, right? So just keep it moving. So this next story, guys, that I'm coming to you with, right? I know some of you may have seen this it's a divorce case between a famous footballer and his wife, right? And I'm gonna get into this, guys, and I'm telling you guys from the get-go, Lionel Messi has always been my favorite, soccer player, football player, as whichever names we want to use or you want to use. But I have to say, this guy his name is Achraf Hakimi, right? And Hakimi is now my favorite footballer. But guess what? It has nothing to do with his skills really on the pitch, right? It has to do with the decisions that he made coming up to this divorce between him and his wife, right? So listen to this now, guys. Hakimi's wife filed for divorce and wanted more than half of the Moroccan's footballer's property and fortune. He is one of the highest paid players in League One. He received more than €1 million per month. The ex-wife therefore would have had the jackpot. But when they arrived in court, they realized that Achraf Hakimi had no property and that the bank had none either. Akraf Hakimi had put his entire fortune under his mother's name a long time ago, right? And boy, to be honest, guys, we have to give this guy, we have to applaud him because boy, this man is, the decision that he made coming up to this incident, it's one of the best decisions I have seen anyone have made, especially for footballers, right? Because these guys has been, from way back when, has been taken for a ride so much. And I don't understand why some of these judges, after these guys work so hard, right, pick up some of these gold diggers. And yes, I said it, gold diggers. That's what most of them are. A lot of them are. They're nothing but gold diggers, right? And these judges have been awarding these women, half, more, maybe sometimes more than half of these guys' fortunes, leaving them broke, right? And even when some of them are broke, they are still have to be, they're still liable to find money to be given to these women, right? What most people are forgetting in the divorce proceedings involving Hakimi's case is that now that Hakimi has barely nothing to his name and at the bank, his wife Iba Abuk, the Spanish actress, would have to be the one to legally settle with him. Now listen to this part now, guys. And this is the reason why I say she's a gold digger and a lot of them are gold diggers, maybe most of them, right? Because listen to this, legally she is now richer than him, right? And by law she would have to settle his legal court fees and still share 50-50 of her assets with him. So now he gets 50% of her assets instead, right? So now he's being called all sorts of names, guys. The man, the myth, the legend, right? And rightfully so, because this decision that he has made has really been a significant one in his life, because now God knows how much what he would have had left. And it is alleged that even if this guy wants a suit of clothes, right, he has to call his mom and for money to go get his whatever he wants to buy, or his mom buys it for him, right? So yeah, we have to applaud him. And as I have said, he's now my favorite footballer, but not because of his skills, more for this decision that he has made, right? So Abuk, that's his wife, right? Iba Abuk, that's her name. She has broken her silence and said she was calm about the situation despite the rape charges against Hakimi, adding that she needed time to digest the shock. Right? Hakimi was accused of rape back in February, and Abuk later disclosed that the couple were in the middle of a divorce as a result of that. Speaking to Ellie, Abuk said, "I am fine. There are days when it is like this, and others in which you have to know how to take blows and make decisions, sometimes complicated, and get used to new situations." Who would have imagined that in addition to facing the usual pain that a separation entails and accepting the grief that the failure of a family project to which I had given myself body and soul entails, I would have to face this ignominy. I needed time to digest this shock, right? When you separate, you restructure your life, but it's not anything special either. You have to take iron out of the matter. It's true that with 2 children, it is emotionally complicated, but I am not the first and I will not be the last. The important thing is that I have the peace of mind of having tried and having done everything I had to do There are decisions that cannot be made overnight. For me, it's a premise not to rush in moments of crisis, right? Meanwhile, there have been claims that the settlement could be tricky as Akimi has registered a huge part of his wealth in his mother's names. Okay. So as I said, they had 2 children. Amin, who is 3, and Naim, 1, together. The pair married in 2020, 2 years after meeting in 2018. So guys, so yes, I saw this. I also saw this picture online, and you know the memes are coming, guys. The memes are all over the place. This one, you see, they're a group of men, and they're saying men going to switch their accounts into their mother's names, right? It's really a myth. But anyway, guys, let's keep it moving. So the next story, guys, that I'm coming to you with, this one says a man with Jamaican roots was killed in an alleged road rage accident, right? This happened in New York. The main suspect in the road rage murder of a man with Jamaican roots appeared in the Nassau County Court in New York on Monday. According to the news, 54-year-old David Mackenzie of Baldwin was viciously beaten on Schumann Place Saturday night after what police described as a minor fender bender in the community of Baldwin. Police say the 26-year-old man who triggered the car crash has a violent criminal record. According to authorities, Patrick Destine of Brooklyn had just bought himself an Infiniti for $4,000 US. He was allegedly operating the vehicle while drunk. Didn't know he ran a stop sign or didn't care. It was unregistered, uninsured. He had no headlights on, said Detective Captain Stephen Fitzpatrick of the Nassau County Police Department, who explained that Destin got out of the car and allegedly started chasing and assaulting Mackenzie. Defense attorneys, however, state that right now any information regarding the incident is allegations. Right now, these are just allegations, Defense Attorney Scott Midgen said. We are not looking to rush to any judgment. We are waiting for the truth to come out. Boy, I tell you. But prosecutors say Destin stamped on Mackenzie's face and head and reportedly repeatedly told him, I should kill you. Meanwhile, according to authorities, Mackenzie, who was only a few feet away from reaching his home, allegedly told Destin he wasn't even going to call the police about the accident. David was the type of person who would try to walk away. The victim's sister-in-law, Vivian Williams, said he hates trouble. Mackenzie's grieving mother told the news media that she lost her son for nothing at all. It shouldn't be, she said. Destin was denied bail. Boy, I'm telling you guys, sometimes you hear about some stories and it's like, boy, when you think about it, it seems like it's from a movie or a movie or a series, because man, it's quite, you know, a stupid thing, just a little fender bender, right? And you're gonna kill somebody over a fender bender, even though they said he was drunk and all of that, but at the same time, he's also known for he's also known as a violent criminal, right? So, you know, it's quite a sad case, and, you know, condolences to his family and friends, loved ones, and, you know, may his soul rest in peace, you know, and let us keep him and his family in our prayers, guys. All right. Okay, so guys, this final story that I'm coming to you with, guys, is another sad and senseless one. right? So this guy that you're looking at on your screen, guys, he allegedly shot a 6-year-old little girl and her parents, right? And over nonsense again, right? And as I said, guys, boy, these sometimes you see some stuff, boy, and like you can't even you can't fathom what really took place, right? So listen to this, guys. According to several neighbors, the incident began Tuesday when a basketball rolled into Singletary's yard and he yelled at the kids who went to retrieve it. One of the kids told his father, who then went to Singletary's house and said something to the effect of "Stop cussing at my kids," or "Stop cussing out my kids," right? If you got a problem, come to me and we can work it out. According to 3 neighbors, which is rightly so. You're neighbors, so you're supposed to be able to work out things, in an amicable way, right, guys? Singletary then walked inside, came out with a gun, and opened fire at the neighbors, wounding the 6-year-old girl and her parents. The neighbors said, "We never expected that anybody would break a gun out amongst all those kids." Neighbors Jonathan Robertson said, "I mean, that was insane." The 6-year-old girl, Kingsley, said she was hit in the cheek and described her understanding of what happened, right? "I couldn't get inside in time, so he shot my daddy in the back," she said, right? And this is the culprit right here, guys, that you're looking at on your screen, and that's the little 6-year-old girl right there. And she still has a bullet fragment, as it is said, in her cheek, lodged in her cheek. You know what I mean? So the little girl's mother, Ashley Hildebrand, said doctors removed bullet fragments from her daughter's cheeks and noted that her own elbow was grazed by a bullet. She said they had nothing to do with the basketball game. The family was outside grilling and her daughter was riding her bike. Hildebrand learned of the suspect's arrest Thursday night. Contacted her for comment. She said via text she was glad and couldn't believe he made it all the way to Florida. So he appeared in a Florida courtroom, guys, on Friday and waived his rights to fight extradition, according to Hillsborough County Court spokesperson. It's unclear when Singletary will be extradited to Gaston County. Right? So he fled the scene after he shot the family and found himself in Florida. Right? So I guess he had a change of heart and turned himself in. Police would not confirm what started the Tuesday night shooting in Gastonia, citing the investigation. The incident was another case in the past week in which young people were shot after making a common blunder, including 2 teenage cheerleaders mistakenly approaching someone else's vehicle in a Texas grocery store parking lot. A 16-year-old was who rang the wrong doorbell in Kansas City, and a 20-year-old who turned into the wrong New York driveway. The shootings reflect the consequences of a country with more civilian guns than people, according to the Small Arms Survey, and the toxic stew of fear, paranoia, and distrust that influences so many and leads to violence. In the Gaston County shooting, the father, identified by family as William Jamie White, was seriously injured and remains hospitalized. Police Chief Stephen Zill said Wednesday evening in a statement, "He is just taking it day by day. White's mother, Wickle White, said over a text message, he's in a lot of pain. The girl and her mother had been treated and released. Police said another man also was shot at but not hurt. Police said in a news release. So a verified GoFundMe page for the family had raised more than $11,000 by Thursday night. And the mayhem continues, guys. The mayhem continues, and we're still gonna be hearing a lot more of these shootings. Trust me, it's not gonna change. Because as if it's not bad enough. Right after that, if you remember that shooting at the school, that elementary school that killed like what was 3 kids and a couple of teachers, and right after that they passed a new new law, where it's I don't even know, guys, but they need to do something better than this though. I'm a person that loves guns, right? But some certain type of people, they need more checks, for people that are getting guns. Some people are not supposed to. It's not for them. They're not supposed to have any guns. If you have a mental issue, stay away from guns. They shouldn't be buying guns, and those are the ones that doing the mass shootings, right? So they need to look into these laws seriously, guys. And it's all about money, for these people. You know what I mean? So it's not a good thing. It's not a good look for this country. You know what I mean? But anyway, guys, that's it from me for today. And thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Please remember to like the video, share the video, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and hit that notification bell. Also, comment, guys. Comment and let me know what you think about the video. Right? Blessed love, peace.